Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I had a pretty good day. Um, Early this morning, I saw my youngest granddaughter go to preschool. I mean, a picture of her, and yep, she's looks just like her dad, blonde, blue-eyed. Well, kind of greenish eyes, I guess, like her mom, but they got blue in them too. So, and her mom's are kind of green blue. So, yeah, she looks so cute. I don't know if I happy for her or sad for her, and the parents, with all three of their girls in school now. It's to me kind of scary. It's like, I don't know. But time will tell. It might turn out just fine. So today, anyway, I had Doug pick up some more cucumbers and vegetables from the Amish stand because they have such high quality stuff. They don't use pesticides or wax or any of that. So I made some, if you know what bread and butter pickles are, the sweet kind. So I've got like 5 quarts of um, dill pickles. Oh, I've got about a half a gallon of garlic dills and about 3 quarts of regular dills and a gallon of bread and butter pickles that I made today, 4 quarts. So um, that kept me kind of busy. Um, Not much else going on except I was thinking the reasons why the churches wouldn't teach about um, precognition, which is like premonitions and telepathy, using your third eye. Um, the main reason I think is because if people could see ahead, which could account for a lot of deja vu too. Um, those are gifts from God. That's something that Satan does well. So when he can see ahead and he knows what your next move is, he can readily give a suggestion that you will pounce upon and think, oh, sounds like a good idea. So that goes back like yesterday. I was talking about where your thoughts come from and getting in touch with your thoughts, the Trinity within yourself. Um, who's God, who's Satan, and what are your thoughts? That type of thing within yourself. Because my feeling is that the first man and woman most definitely had gifts from God like that the churches have tried to take out of people. How else could they make them worship um, uh, crosses and kiss crosses and count beads and go in and have your sins forgiven and make money off you um, if you knew things clearly? So that's what I was thinking about today. It's like, because I know I've seen things ahead of time that God gave me those thoughts, and then you have choices, and Satan gives you those choices. There's one way to go with God's path, and another, the fork in the road. And so, having that, I do believe that Satan's able to give you that precognition, but only a glimpse and not as strong as he has it and not as strong as the people of God will have it because God's guiding you. So if he knows, of course, things ahead of time, he wrote the book, then, the human manual, then it's easier to follow that because that's our nature. What goes against our nature, that would be the other one, that type of thing. But I didn't watch the video, but I saw a video on. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I take that back. It was a video on deja vu. You might have seen it out there, YouTube, that they were talking about the reasons why scientists don't really know. And They didn't even touch on the perhaps past life or past life of your forefathers. Like when I was pregnant, I was like totally flooded, especially the first time, with my husband's ancestors. I felt that blood in me. I felt their thoughts. I felt their life in the blood of my child, in my veins, that we were sharing at that moment, And and the DNA from that child stays within the mother to a certain stream, yeah. But and anytime you do have relations with a human being, a part of their DNA is with you like that, and even shared amongst other people. It isn't just the germs. This is a like spit or any other thing. This is actually, and we're talking inside of human bodies. So it's a shared experience on more than one level, biologically speaking. So, um, these are the things I've been thinking about today. so, um, my friend that I was gonna call, I don't need to name no names, but I hope this guy in your life has the best intentions for you, because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But good is good enough. That's my concern for you. Um, Being that you are a part of my life and share that with me, um, I have concerns for you on that level. So I love you. Just keep that in mind and tell him if he isn't good to you, I'll chop his head off. There you go. Verbally. So, anyway, enough said. I'm serious though. I really am. So, he better do things right, cuz yeah, cuz that's why. So, I thought, should I say something? Shouldn't I say something? And yeah, I should, because I know what God wants for everybody to be happy and live a clean life with no regrets, and you know so yeah, I needed to say that. So anyway, been there, did that. So, and I'm not judging, I'm loving. So, and I am a little bit older, so I'll just take that. I'll take that gratuitive. you know I'll take that head start and say, hey, I'm looking out for you, kid. So anyway, ugh, I smell vinegar all through the house, and I was going to clean my coffee pot this morning too, but I didn't have the white vinegar that you need, so um, I got my dose of vinegar today. Anyway, so smells like pickles in here. Doug brought home some great big, and they're big. One of them's about like that, and it's a pink tomato. Pink is my favorite color. The lightest pink you can find, like a pastel pink. Pastels are my favorite colors. Like really light yellow is what I painted my first car. It was a 68 Ford Fairlane 2-door, and I put some pearl in the paint, and it was Oldsmobile yellow. I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember that, but and it made it really, really light, kind of creamy yellow, just beautiful. And I had chromy Kragers on there and built it myself. I didn't paint it, my ex painted it. So actually, my first husband, I should say, was annulled. Um, we got married when I was 17, and he was a Korean war vet, out of his mind, totally out of his mind, and quite a bit older than me. So 21 years. So. And his brother was a friend of the family's, and it was a big, big mistake. That's the one that broke my jaw and my teeth, and yeah, hit me so hard it dislocated it. So anyway, boy, that's a long time ago. He broke my ribs too. So after a while, a person starts fighting back. I was trying to climb up the curtains to escape, and then he tried to run me over with a truck, and this dude was freaking a killer, trained to kill, and it didn't leave. And he actually was a highway patrol in California, motorcycle cop. Um, shouldn't even be in public, that type of person. Just really strange cookie. But like narcissistic supreme, they can put on the charm because they learn it from other people. They don't want to practice it, but enough to get you into their graces. And then the nasty starts coming out. So, like one of them, that's what they do. They romance you extremely. And then when that's all gone, it's gone. So, anyway, yeah, wow, long time ago. But I got that annulled and actually kicked his ass. I did. He was a drinker, and I hadn't smoked herb for a while. And then I go like 10 years or whatever, depending on what I was doing in my life. But I got some hashish, and I sat down on his lap like I was going to be lovey dovey and took a hit and forced it into his lungs. I did it like 3 times before he could get control of me. And I was laughing my butt off. And then I went and hid it out in the garage. And you might have heard this story, but um, he had broke the teeth out of my Irish setter's mouth, and his goon was hanging there because my dog was growling at him. And he locked him in a grain bin and tried to kill him. And I did find him, and it was out on a big ranch. So it took, and it was hot in that bin. My dog almost died. So I did take my 410 and I pointed it at his crotch. I said, "You better get up and get out of here or I'll kill you." I wasn't gonna, but I wanted to scare him, and he did. He went out on my motorcycle and he's up in the hills. "Can I come home yet?" And I said, "No." You know, kept him out there all day. Yeah, he hurt my dog. I didn't have no kids with this dude, and that was really a blessing. He already had some. He had a daughter that was older than me at the time, so yeah. But he could be charming. So anyway, but yeah, um, I ended up scaring him pretty bad a couple of different times before I got out of there. But um, he was brutal. Yeah. Anyway. So just watch out for these guys. That's all or women. Women can be like that too. My adopted mother and my birth mother are both narcissistic, and they can turn on the charm when they want to. That's a fact. That's what they do. That's what they do best. But that's not who they are when they're alone with you or when they're with other people, you know. Then I was thinking about like being the black sheep of the family. I met so many that were considered the black sheep of the family that were the nicest people in the world. And that's why the rest of their family hated them. So the term black sheep isn't derogatory, you know, not always. I mean, it could be. I mean, I'm sure there's black sheep that are literally a wolf in sheep's clothing, But for the most part, the ones that are alienated from their families really are good people. But they might have ended up doing some crappy things from being around the rest of the trash. But once you separate yourself from that, you take the garbage out and clean up your act, then they really don't want anything to do with you because they've seen how much you've changed. And they knew all along that you weren't like them anyway. That's the way they are. So, at least from my experience. So, that goes with my adopted family and my birth family. So, I didn't meet my father's family. I talked to him on the phone and we corresponded in a letter, and that was it. He wanted to meet me. He wanted me to drive part way and meet him, but he didn't want the rest of his children, my brothers and sisters, to know about me because he already had one out of wedlock before he had married my three brothers and sisters' mom. He had one. So, or let me see, two brothers and a sister, half, and another one, a girl that's older than them and older than me, and then me. So, yeah, he got my mom drunk and high and slept with a teenager. That's how I was made. Nice, huh? Then ended up buying an insurance company and most probably, I was going to say, well, I'll say it, screwing people for a living. Get it? Oh, gosh. Anyway, so I don't sugarcoat much and I don't hide much, and I'm, you know, really very open person wherever I go. Um, I always try to dig out people's pains and I'll pull them out and examine them. And while they're out there, it's sort of painful. And then I put them back in after I clean them up and tuck you in, give you a smooch, tell you I love you, that type of thing. That's my personality. So people open up to me, and it used to be really hard, but it's really gotten easier, and sometimes it's a pleasure. Most of the time, it is talking to people and getting to know people, and where they can feel safe and know that they have a friend in me that won't betray them, ever. That's just the way I am. I'm that loyal. So even if I sound like I'm kind of tough or something at times, that's not even that's not even who I am. That's not even a persona. That's not tough love either. That's just love. However, I'm guided with my heart to deal with the situation for every individual. That's how I roll, like that. So, and nobody's the same. So we all have our own experiences, don't we? But I know you can hear my brain. I'm an open book like that. And that is what the churches have tried to um, keep from us. Gifts that we have that are natural, you know, the ability to see. And they'll say, well, the third eye in Kundalini, that's evil. And oh, it can be. Absolutely. I think the ones that have to actually practice to open their mind and see and communicate with people, are the ones that can't do it well at all. It's not that they're trying too hard, they're asking the wrong person. You know, if you have God in your heart, it's just kind of there. And, and the more it's there, the easier it is. So you can like talk to your friend without talking to your friend. So it was funny, like last week, I didn't want to hear what, well, I won't call no names, was saying. And he's like, don't listen to me, go talk to your friends. And I said, who are my friends? And I was waiting for him to name some, but he wouldn't, you know. It's like, no, just, I go, again, who are my friends? You know, would not say it, would not. Which I thought that was funny because when I respect somebody and love somebody, it's for a darn good reason. So you can't, I mean, if somebody's opposed to that, it's either out of selfishness or low self esteem or a mixture of all of the above, you know, because loyal is my first name, you know. Well, the Masons told me Trouble was my middle name. And for them, yeah, I am. I'll come and get you one by one and wash you up. I will. Just watch me. You know, they know that too. Especially the ones that helped me. They knew that. You know, just like a narcissist, I can turn on the charm if I want to, but mine's not fake. You know, when I say I love you and I love everybody in the world, I do. And I've told people this before, but this is the God's honest truth. I could see or think or hear or read of somebody in another part of the world and start crying, not because I'm soft, but I'm an emotional person like that, and I can sense and feel and see in my mind's eye the bad stuff, and communicate with people like that. So some people do cry for the whole world, and it's a real thing. We're crying for each other, you know. And it's difficult. It is when you see something really horrible happen out in this world and you know you've been hurt before like that too. It's like, it's pretty devastating some days. The world is. So that's the type of stuff that I want to see end, you know. I don't want people to cry. Only tears of joy, you know. I've had times in my life where I was crying for myself. Then I'd think of other people and start bawling even harder. It's like, oh God, you know, when's it ever going to end? I haven't really cried hard for a long time. Well, maybe not too long, but pretty long, you know. Well, everybody, I'm going to leave you with that. Um, I do love you. I really do. The more friends we can make and the more communicating skills that we can gather and teach, the happier this world really is going to be because nobody wants to be alone. You know, have you ever been in a crowd and felt alone? You know, I've been on like, say if there's like 10,000 people and you still feel alone, you know, that type of thing. This world full of people, and a lot of people are alone, and that's sad. I wish for companionship and friendship for everybody. That's really a family for everybody. So, and you're my family. The whole world is. That's why I am happy to have so many bloodlines in me. I really can feel everybody. I really do. So, okay, y'all. Thank you for joining me. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.